Hey, we're ready to go. Andy, another YouTube opportunity for us.
Indeed, and we've got quite a few things to discuss. We'll keep it short though, so we'll get your attention and keep your attention. First and foremost, we would like to just extend our heartfelt sympathies, I guess, for those folks in Houston and in the Texas area that were along the Gulf Coast, having received a wallop by Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah.
But we've got one coming our way.
Yeah, so, our hearts go and prayers go out to the people that are affected in Texas. And of course, Hurricane Irma is getting ready to make a visit to Florida. And of course, we're prepared. A team here has been prepared. But in that particular regard, obviously, generally speaking, our experience has been when we're seeing Category 3, Category 4 hurricanes, there is a loss of electricity, and so there will be necessarily some downtime for Scott Roberts and Associates. So to our valued clients, we appreciate your patience as we kind of work through this natural phenomenon, and your loyalty, of course, as we kind of do that. We will be limited access. We do have remote research that will be online, not affected by this particular storm. But obviously, one researcher working by herself will be difficult to try and maintain. Take all calls in sequence, or get all the calls that may be coming in. It's a weekend event here for us in Florida, so that's helpful in regards to client business. And as soon as we get clear on Monday, Tuesday, we hope to be back in residence and back at work. We can guarantee you we will be back up full staff just as soon as we possibly can.
For clarification purposes, we do have an individual working off-site, and that individual is going to be able to answer the phones. As far as delivery of the searches requested, it will not be as timely as you expect, and for the obvious reasons. However, questions can be answered, certain orders can be expedited if possible, and that you'll be able to reach out to our staff on a limited basis, even throughout the weekend. We're closing the office at noon on Friday, which is tomorrow, because the office building is shutting down, so we don't have any access to the building. We're going to be closed on Monday. We're hoping to be up by Tuesday, but then again, on Monday, you can reach out to our limited staff personnel. You can contact us at 888-605-4265.
Very good.
And be able to also use the info@scottrobertsassociates.com to reach out to us as well. So we are going to be available on a limited basis, and we'll let you know how we do. So pay attention.
Yeah, and as long as the electricity is flowing for us, and we have locally here in the Florida area, we have internet access and etc., we're going to be available on a limited basis, but certainly available. Once we lose electricity, and for the most part guaranteed that we will lose electricity, the question is for how long, then of course our opportunities are going to be limited quite a bit. But we're going to be responsive to you just as much as we possibly can, so we know you know that. Andy, we're going to incorporate, or you incorporated, a new newsletter format. I want to get away from the hurricane a little bit and talk about some great things. In this particular format, this one obviously not in color, but this particular format is kind of a little bit of a new format. It talks about a lot of different issues in regards to human resources, in regards to candidate selections, how people see themselves as leaders, and a lot of different topics, in addition to, of course, some really pertinent Scott Roberts topics. And in this particular issue, we talk about disclosure forms, and we talk about one of our favorite subjects, daily criminal offense monitoring for employers. Daily criminal offense monitoring, not as a result of a database search, but live data coming directly from police departments and incarceration facilities. A tremendous tool for employers to know if a particular individual has run into some difficulty with law enforcement.
Correct, and it's a wonderful tool, and it's relatively inexpensive. And when we say relatively inexpensive, it's pennies on the dollar, so to speak, as it relates to how much it costs, because it's a subscription service. So you as the employer, if you had 100 employees, you would be charged per month at the rate that we will eventually discuss. But the bottom line is that's month to month. And so that information that you receive, let's just say there's an offense that was brought to your attention based upon the service you're subscribing to, you would then have to make a decision if you're going to use that information for some type of employment decision, perhaps a transfer, perhaps a promotion, perhaps termination, but that's not the intent of why we're providing this service. We're hoping remediation, but any employment decision based on this service has to be then verified per the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So it's a service that we supply to you on a subscription basis, on a monthly basis, and it provides you with daily monitoring. So anybody that has a little bit of a run-in with the law, that offense will be then sent to you. You'll be notified of what that is probably the next day, if not sooner.
And it is, and it's in a classic case, obviously you have a fleet of vehicles, you have employees driving your vehicles, and somebody gets arrested for DUI. If they don't submit, they may be suspended or revoked. This is important information for employers to know, reduce your liability, and you know, it's your employee, so you want to be able to support that employee as may be appropriate. And so that's the reason why this is a great investigative tool. We want to reemphasize just exactly what Andy said. In order to make any kind of an employment decision regarding that particular arrest for that employee, you must then do a verification through the court of original jurisdiction. Obviously, Scott Roberts does that, and we're happy to do that for you. But it must be done before you make any kind of an employment decision. Pricing, Andy mentioned pricing. Pricing is kind of difficult to say because pricing is scalable. This is a per person, per month subscription service. So, you know, obviously larger volumes do get pricing discounts. So give us a call about that, and we'd love to talk to you next week about Verifinity and daily online criminal offense monitoring.
So for our clients that are in the state of Florida, well, we're all in the same boat, so to speak. And
right.
For those clients that are outside of the state of Florida, we are going to be available on a limited basis, but you can call our number, and then you can also speak to a live person. Fortunately, we have some people that are off-site and remote out of the state of Florida, which works perfectly in these circumstances. So we wish you the best of luck for our Florida clients and those that are going to be in the path of Hurricane Irma. And we hope to be up and running as soon as possible. Again, our schedule tomorrow, Friday, we will then revert by noon to our limited staff. But we are available through 5, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Friday. Over the weekends, any of our clients needs assistance as normal, we will have that person available to you. Monday we will be closed, but we will have the limited service again.
Yes, yeah. So Monday, you know, Friday afternoon through Monday, we will be closed. Our personal cell phone numbers obviously are posted on the website, so you'll be able to grab those. As long as we have internet availability, we're going to be available to handle your questions. Obviously, not as expeditiously as we would like, but we are available to you, and certainly in an emergency, we'll do absolutely the best we possibly can, as always. Please be safe, and we look forward to another YouTube next week.
Next week.
Thanks, Andy.
Take care.